My father, Guan, served during the Vietnam War as a flight engineer on a U.S. C-119 cargo transport. On April 30th, 1975, he was evacuated from the U.S. Embassy in Saigon as the city fell to the North Vietnamese. It was frightening time. He was separated from our family, sent hurling into the unknown. Meanwhile, my mom, my sibling, and I have no idea if he was alive, dead, or if we ever see him again. Upon arriving in the States, he immediately went to work, taking odd jobs at Disney World. He contacted the U.S. Immigration Department to develop a plan to bring us to America. He was always looking for a better paying job so he could sock away the funds needed to sponsor us. He landed a job in Alaska that put him over the top, and we were all thankfully reunited in 1982, 7 long years after the end of the war. In the San Antonio Viet community, Dad has 2 nicknames, Juan from Alaska and Juan with 4 daughters. He is partial to the latter. When 3 of his daughters were married, they were married to Vietnamese men in traditional Vietnamese wedding ceremonies. One of those traditions is the procession to receive the bride, which we call Đi Rước Dâu. The groom's family and friends walk to the bride's house with gifts to ask permission to receive the bride at her house. On each of these occasions, Dad was presented with a bottle of Hennessy VSOP by the groom's family. For the marriage of his 4th daughter, he got an all-expense-paid trip to Italy to walk her down the aisle. As an added bonus, the bride and the groom made him a deal. Stop smoking and we will buy you a pickup truck. He quit smoking and thought the pickup truck was the finest gift he ever received. Now, many years later, the pickup truck is gone, but he still has those 3 bottles of Hennessy safely stored away in his cabinet of mementos. When visiting home a year or so ago, I started to crack one of those bottles to make myself a drink. Dad scolded, "Put that away, it is my most prized possession." The importance of objects and memories change as we travel through time. I weep every time I look at his old photos, thinking what it must be like for him to live through war, loss of home, separation from his family, settle in the U.S., starting over, and the hardship that it took him to bring us to the U.S. safe. He has very few photos of him in Vietnam and Alaska, but he has plenty of photos of his children's weddings. Have a wonderful Father's Day, Dad.